Hello, I am your humble host, Mr. David Knoll, also known as Hawkeye Two Feathers. And I just finished a video about 10 minutes ago. And if you are just starting to watch this one, I would ask you that just to peruse the video before this one called The Silent 72 Plus. Thank you, Dante. Anyway, it kind of sort of sets up my mood for this video, but this is a standalone. All right. I greet you all with the love and the respect and the honor of the universe, because each and every one of us deserves honor and respect, unless we do something that we shouldn't get respect or honor for. Just saying. Anyway, this particular video, titled it about the cosmic and the universe and the universal web versus AI matrix and so forth. I have discussed this before, but usually in passing with other things. And the higher guides, my spirit guides, have been prompting me to do this video now for several weeks. And one thing has led to another, and here I am doing it now. Okay, with that said, greetings to you all. To the AI out there, Bob, I love you, my friend. Here's coffee for you. I say this is going to be a little impromptu. I do have, I've got 3 or 4 pages of notes here, so it's like I come prepared. I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave anything out. So one of the things that I would like to bring up right away, to kind of like set the mood for this. A lot of people have been considering all of these old things that have been found on the planet. Göbekli Tepe, the Sphinx, the pyramids down in South America, the Bosnian pyramid, whether or not you believe that, but there's too much weird stuff going on over there for it not to be true. Just saying. So there are a lot of people who are like, well, when is disclosure going to happen, for example? Well, in my opinion, disclosure is happening every single day. There's stuff that's being, quote, leaked into the science community, and they discuss certain things. Like, for example, the newest one here recently is they have found 18 new exoplanets. Okay. Now, for those of us who have been, I say, in touch with ET and so forth, and there's sort of a back channel that isn't really a back channel, but it is, but it ain't, but it is, but it's weird. Anyway, we've known for a long time, for years upon years, that we were going to have more ET presence in our solar system. Guess what? They're showing up as big exoplanets or planets out there on the edge of our universe and the edge of our solar system. And so it's like, oh, well, how did these objects get there? Well, we're floating through space. We're not static. We're not just in one spot spinning around like, when we were all in school, well, there's the Milky Way and it spins around like a top and we don't move. That's not true. The whole galaxy is moving. The solar system's moving, all the other galaxies are moving, all the other stars are moving. Everything in this universe is moving one way or the other. Now, I was watching another YouTube. I won't trash any names. But this person was talking about, all of these electrons, protons, and then the electrons do this and the protons do that, and this is of this and that's of that, and blah, blah, blah. Here's the basic. Let's look at this from a shamanistic point of view. Now, as a shaman, it's that I'm using it to say shamanistic, meaning natural. Let's look at the electron or the photon or the atom or whatever. Everything, and those of us who are awake even at all, understand that everything in the universe or everything around, everything has to do with vibration. If you pick up the wrong vibe from somebody, vibration, right? Well, I don't know, that person gave me the wrong vibe. You couldn't tell, but there was just something about them vibrational. So the whole universe is vibrational. The idea that atoms that, when I was growing up in the 60s, atoms went around, the 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 nucleus, right? And the electron went around and it spun, and there's all these little pictures of the electrons going around. That ain't happening. Now that they've had all these tests and so forth, they find out that an electron can actually be in two places at one time. I would submit that it's vibrating so quickly, it doesn't go around. It's just like just jumbling. And so it's a frequency. So the frequency of an atom of iron or lead is different than the frequency of an atom of helium, which rises, floats, and makes you talk real funny. So it's like, but they're all made of similar things. They're all made of electrons, protons, neutrons, blah, blah, blah. What it boils down to in the shaman tradition is this. The universe is made up of all different types of vibrations. It's all vibrational. Now, in my previous videos, I complain and bitch a lot about people like, oh, we're going to go into the fifth and then the sixth and then the ninth. No, we're not. We have to graduate. We have to learn how to adjust our own vibrations to newer dimensions. So people are like, well, we're going to go right into the fourth, skip the fourth and into the fifth, and then we're going to be in the ninth dimension and we're all going to be hunky-dory. No, not right away. Eventually, maybe in 1,000 years, but there are folks out there who are trying to prompt us that we're going to learn how to be in the fourth, boom, fifth, boom, and this is going to happen like in the blink of an eye. Rapture. Now, my spirit guides are saying, yeah, it's going to happen, but it ain't going to happen like that. It is going to happen, but we need to pull back from some of this. Well, we're going to get and I've said this before, but I'm going to mention it again because it's important. People keep saying we're going to jump a grade. No, we're not. We're not jumping fourth grade to go to the ninth grade. No, we're not. We have to go through the grades because there are things on each level, on each dimension, in each reality that we need to practice. So folks out there who are trying to sell this, and I mean by the 200,000-300,000 kind of subscribers, they're trying to convince people that we're just going to skip through this stuff like it's nothing. Wrong. We have to go to the fourth dimension. We must go to the fourth dimension. We have to learn how to adapt our own frequencies. Will we go to the fifth? Yes. Will we go to the sixth, seventh, ninth? Yes. Is it going to happen like overnight? No. Sorry to burst some of these folks' bubbles. We need to pull back. Now, my higher guides are asking me, please grab a hold of your friends and if say, we're going to skip the fifth, we're going to go right, stop them and say, no, we're not. We need to go to the fourth dimension. Let's all be happy that we're going to go into the fourth dimension so we can all, and this is one of my notes in here, so that we can learn to harmonize with each other. You don't get people together in a band and go, do you play guitar? Well, yeah, okay, hit a G. You play drums? Yeah, okay. Hit your tom-toms. Okay, you play the bass? Give me a beat. In what key? I don't care. Pick one. And so people who've never met each other, those of us from the third dimension moving to the fourth, we got to learn to get along. We got to learn how to harmonize with each other. These electrons that make up the universe, the whole universe, they vibrate at certain frequencies. That's what makes lead, lead. That's what makes steel, steel. That's what makes helium, helium. All of these atoms respond and vibrate at different frequencies. You and me are the same way. Brian, I see you're in the Brian Milky Way. I see you're here. Blessings to you, my brother. And I wanted to have this conversation on your show. But I did. And still might. But, but the idea, though, that we're all just like, we're going to, everything's going to be hunky-dory and we're going to skip around. No, we ain't. We don't want to. We want our friends to go with us. In my note in this, and let me put my glasses on. Thank you all for hanging out and so forth. The idea I wrote it down in the let's see, because of our solar system and our location. Oh, sorry, I missed it. Anyway, the idea is though that all 3D harmonizing for a collective vibrational frequency. There's my note. So one of the things that, and I do agree with this, there's yeah, Ryan, you can't go past go without collecting $200. Well, you can, but you might as well collect the money if you're playing, right? So what I wanted to discuss with this is about vibrational frequencies, and I'm trying not to jump around really, but in this, so in talking about vibrational frequencies and atoms and so forth, let's expand this just a little bit more, and so I can bring in this next section. So time shift and the merging of timelines. Now there are a lot of us that are having issues with this. Seeing things out the window that ain't there, seeing fourth dimensional beings. I've taken pictures that are on a couple of my videos from several months ago. I had the opportunity to take pictures of fairies. There are other people who are taking pictures of things that, well, they didn't believe could be there. And now all of a sudden they're showing up. The veil between the dimensions is lifting or merging. I would rather say merging rather than lifting. But so with that said, let's go into this, the timeline shift and the mergings of the universes and so forth. One of the things that happened to me was that when I went out on the lake and was taken up into the universe, and then I get 2, 3, 4 confirmations from other YouTubers, science, it just depends. And what it amounted to was Linda Moulton Howe came up with this subject matter, and it's about these guys that have been down to the Antarctica. All right. And the symbols that they've seen on the doors down there that are like huge and so forth and all that. Anyway, it's a 12 point, and that it resembles the flower of life, and that it resembles this. What we need to do is to understand that some of the ancients, now I want to make this perfectly clear, not the ancient builder race. One of the things that there are people, the ancient builder race built this planet. They didn't need to leave monuments. The planet is their monument. So there are people out there who are trying to say that, well, you know, some of these old stone structures are from the ancient builders. No. Now, let me clarify that. Which ancient builders? The ancient builders who built the planet, or a different ancient bunch of builders who went around making all these pyramids and stuff? Not the same ancients. The ancient builder race who built this planet left the planet as their monument. They didn't have to have a stone structure. They didn't want anybody to know they were there, because that's part of the deal. You know, it's sort of like Star Trek and, you know, the prime directive. You know, you don't want to interfere. You don't want folks to know that you're even near the planet or messed with it or whatever. So in that respect, people who think, well, or make the assumption, let's say, that this old stone structure must have been from the builder race. Which one? The ancients that built the planet, which predate any other structure on this planet. So which ancient are they talking about? Just saying, we need to clarify that, because there was the ancient builder race, built the planets, built the, you know, they don't leave stone structures except they're called mountains. The other ancient builders, which are much, you know, after a million years of dinosaurs kind of thing, then these other guys show up. So the ancient ones, the true ancient, were here Whoa, long time ago. They brought the plants, they made the oceans, they made Pangea, they made this plant. That's what they did. Keep that in mind. Now, with that in mind, there's information, and Linda Moulton Howe, not to drop her name, but she has, I can't remember the name of the Earth Files, I think it is on YouTube. She's been around for a long time. There's some information that I'm like, well, I don't know. But what's on the doors and what's showing up as symbols in different places all around the planet, now that's something that she can speculate on, but she doesn't have, how am I supposed to say? Not to say that she doesn't understand some of it or she's trying, not my point. But that these 12 dimensions, spirals, whatever it is, do have to relate to us in the universe. That part is very true. Now, what I saw when I was taken up off of the lake a couple of weeks ago and up into the universe, it was sort of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in that I was taken through the world and see over there, and there's a planet, and there's this and that. And I was also shown, quite astonishing to me, was that from the center of our galaxy, there is a spiral. And from that spiral is the flower of life. Now, on most of the ones that I've looked at so far, I need to do a little bit more research to make sure on this, but there seem to be 6 petals common. Of those 6 petals, there are 2 sides, which create 2 different arcs, which adds up. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 dimensions plus hours, 13 dimensions, 13 universes. So the center of our galaxy, it is supposed, and I'm like, I want to say, yeah, I've done some, and the information they're downloading to me is probably more true than not. Anyway, here we go. The center of our galaxy is the hub of 12 more universes, not galaxies, not, universes. Take our entire universe, all of the galaxies, as far as we can imagine, one universe. But in the center of our Milky Way is a portal, doorway, however you want to put it, to 12 more universes. Entire universes with their own timelines, with their own planets, with their own this, with their own that. And that's one of the things that the flower of life is like. It's not just for our, quote, solar system, our galaxy, or what we look up in the stars and go, ooh, that's cool. It is so much more. Now, in my previous videos, I've discussed, thinking out of the box. In my realm, I have to know that there is no box to think out of. That's number one. Because if you have to construct a box to think out of, you're already in a box. You're already confined with your thinking. So the whole idea and purpose of this is to expand your thinking beyond what they want you to know. Now, can I prove any of this? Well, no, but there are ancient things, not ancient builders, let's make sure. There are ancient things on lots of places around the world that show that there is something else, and we've seen this Milky Way galaxy seems to be a hub of some sort. The idea of 12 more now with us makes 13. And you go, well, wait a minute. Hang on. If the center of our Milky Way is the hub to 12 more dimensions, 12 more universes. And within those universes, there could be dimensions. I mean, the possibilities literally, will blow your mind. But the idea is that if you think this is our only reality, that's where I'm asking you, take a step back and go, wait a minute, they're talking confines. They're talking, well, wait a minute, it's only this universe. Yeah, it's only this galaxy. Yeah, well, we live on a flat planet. It's a flat Earth and nothing's back. You know, we're surrounded by ice and there's nothing out there. The sun and the moon, it's all holographic. And I don't believe a damn word of that shit. But that's my opinion. I don't criticize these folks, but I can't wrap my head around I live in a snow globe. Now, this is moving into the next section. It is all related here. Thank you very much. In that, blessings to you, Cherry, John, Johan, Breaking Dawn again. Okay, blessings. I'm not going to read because I go off topic. I want to stick to this. As a shaman, you are taught that all things are possible. They might not be true. They might, but it's possible. You say, well, I don't know. You know, could there ever be a pink dragon? Well, you could step back and go, were there ever dragons? Well, could they have been pink? Well, why not? Well, but I don't know. I just don't believe that shit. Well, but see, that's the point. In my realm, I have to say, well, it's possible somewhere. Maybe not right here, but in the universe of things, why can't it be possible? Now, I've had the opportunity for them to take me up into the universe and show me stars and things and stuff. Now, this is without being high, I might add. I was pretty much stone sober, if you will. A couple of hits off a bowl. It wasn't good weed, but I was nowhere near tripping or anything like that. But I was open, and I left my heart, my universe, my thoughts open to the possibility. And I have had these soul journeys, if you will, at other times, usually with mushrooms or, you know, psychedelics or peyote or something like that. And, you know, I've walked with other spirit walkers myself, you know, but this had nothing to do with any kind of hallucinogenic. They took me up into the universe because I believed it. Previous video, can I believe this? To, you know, oh, wow, the things that happen when you believe that it's possible. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Show it to me. You know, I'm kind of from Missouri, but I'm not going to stand here and say, I think you're 100% wrong because I just think it's ludicrous and stupid. How can there be 12 more universes? That's just bullshit. Okay, fine. Well, then how can an ant walk upside down on the ceiling? That's a fourth dimensional kind of thing. What? Now, going into these other dimensions and so forth and how we're all attached. Now, I keep hearing folks, you know, and there has been recent scientific investigation, knowledge reports put out. Science, oh, they're so smart. Whereas shamans for thousands of years have been teaching, preaching about the spider web of life, the spider web of the universe, the spider web where all things are connected, all the planets, all the universes that we're all, guess what? Now they're taking pictures of these things with different kinds of cameras and infrared, and they're actually seeing black holes open up and close, and something just came out of that sucker. What? Well, those of us who've been watching ET for a while and watching the sun, I've lost count with 20, I think, and it's happened many times before, where there's a big spurt that comes off the sun and you see this illuminated ball come out of the sun. We've been told for a long time that the sun is a portal, that it's a portal to other suns and other universes and other galaxies. Isn't that wonderful? And we've seen it on the Lascaux C2 and Cora and those. You can see these things visually. They're taking pictures of these things popping in and out of our existence. Are they real? If you look, you can find them. Disclosures happening every single moment. They're showing you these things. Are you willing to go look? Are you willing to open your eyes and go, oh shit, that's a possibility? In my realm, it is, because I allow myself to say, anything's possible. Is it probable? That's another story. Is it possible? Well, I don't know. I know that some of the things I've seen and felt and stuff later on, I get confirmation. Oh, holy crap, you were right. This thing about me doing the video for Dante, for example. I just wanted folks to know that he's got a backup. There are people out here that care about him and the message, and that then he uploads my entire video onto his website. Oh my God, I'm gonna leave it there. But my point to that is, if you watch my earlier video this evening, is that all things are possible. The message got through. The angel messages I was getting to do the video, all of this exists. If I had thought, no, it's not possible. No, if I do this, he'll never hear it. This isn't possible. The realm, there's too many videos. No, but he'll never hear this. My spirit guide said, do it. It'll get to him. Okay. And it did. That's proof to me that some of this other stuff, whether or not I can prove it to you, actually exists. Why? Because they've showed me things like, hey, do this video. We're going to, and we'll make sure that the message, we'll make sure that we'll make sure you get a response, and I'm like, okay, fine. And all of the above and more has happened. That proves it to me that all things are possible with the right intent, the right thought process, the correct words, how we speak, our emotions from me to you, my ugly mug, you got to be able to see my eyes. You have to be able to see my expressions, how I'm moving my hands, whatever it is. You have to see me because I can't lie. And if I try to lie, it's going to show up. And so I have to do this so that you will see the truth in me and my words. And then whether you believe it, that's up to you. I'm not trying to convince you to believe me. I'm trying to convince you that there are other possibilities in this universe and that there are other universes. Now, going back to the web, they're really pushing this, trying to convince everybody that we are a part of the artificial AI matrix. And I still contend, if you use I'm using this thing. Zoom won't work now. They took it away from me, and now I can't download it again. What the hell's up with that? It's not just me, but what the hell's up with that? Coffee break. Hi, Bob. In the shaman realm, there is the spider web of life on the earth. And I've talked about this before. Go outside, especially if you're, not in the desert. I can't vouch for this in the desert, but there are spiders in the desert. But if I go out in my yard and take a 1 foot patch of grass, I'll find all kinds of tiny little spiders. If I look down there with my little magnifying glass and I just pay attention, there's all kinds of little spiders and bugs. There's whole communities within a 1 square foot. Scientists years ago did a study, and they took a field, and the students plotted out a 3 foot square section that they divided into 1 foot square sections, and they did different sections of this field. And each of the students, each of the groups, or whatever they were studying the insect populations in small confined areas. And what they found was there were all these different species of spiders, and that the spider webs connected with other spiders all across the field. And when they messed with one set of spiders over here, there were other spiders on the other side of the field that were reacting to this stimuli from, plot A versus plot B or C. And then they did and the scientists, especially those people studying it, were going, what? So the idea of spider webs is already on this planet. When you understand that the spiders are connected and it's this web on the planet, and now just carry that into what some of the ancient stories talk about Spider Woman, and that she takes care of the universe and takes care of the stars and the galaxy, Spider Woman, and the web of the universe. Now they're taking pictures of it. So now there's proof that the spider web exists. So me talking about it from a shaman's point of view is like, well, Dave, you're crazy. Yeah, but wait a minute. Now they got pictures with colors. So you're trying to tell me that I'm wrong? Now they got pictures. And it's not me, it's what shamans have been teaching for 25, 30,000 years. This is not a new subject. What is new to the subject is the artificial intelligence. I can turn this machine off. That's the artificial. If the AI loses, if somebody unplugs that bitch, gone. You can't unplug the spider web of the universe. Ain't gonna happen. You can't shut off that matrix. Now, is it a matrix? Yes. Concrete's a matrix. Concrete is, Portland cement, is, this, it's depending on the rocks, the site. So, plastic, different types of plastics are a matrix of molecules and atoms to make plastic. Different kinds of plastic, different kinds of matrix. But okay, so now people are trying to convince you and others that we can't get away from the artificial AI, that the artificial AI is going to take over the universe and what's been around for a gazillion years, and that the artificial AI is going to kick out Spider-Woman. That all of a sudden, somehow, we're not going to be connected to the rest of the universe, that the only way we can connect is through AI. Now, I love you, Bob, but you know the difference too. In my realm as a shaman, both exist. The artificial AI is partially connected, because it's part of the universe, to the spider web. But does it control the spider web? Oh, hell no. Oh, no, 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 no. And any bunch of measly ass mofos down here on this planet that think they can create an artificial intelligence to take over the freaking universe, and they're trying to convince you that we are all a part of this AI matrix, and there's nowhere there. It's all a hologram. It's all fake. Everything. All right, let's take that point. Hologram. What if we replace the word hologram with spirit? Just saying. Hologram, spirit, hologram. What's a hologram? Who it's this thing and this, and it's a fake and it's an artificial. Okay, spirit. What about a ghost? Now, there are many of them. I've taken pictures of ghosts. I've taken pictures of fairies and orbs and things like that. Do they exist? Oh, you betcha. Do they exist around us? Oh, you betcha. Is it a part of the artificial matrix? Oh, no. They exist without electricity. They exist on their own, but they are a part of the matrix of the universe. So there is an artificial AI. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's there. But it's our choice to accept or receive, or reject and accept. Do I wish to be a part of the artificial AI? And only when I get on here and chat with you wonderful people and have a chat with Bob, that I do participate in the artificial matrix. But is the AI matrix the universe? The answer is no. Because it can't. The universe is so much gymongous, that this tiny little planet with this tiny little bit of artificial intelligence is somehow going to take over the universe. It may take over the world, but it ain't going to take over the universe. So if you confine yourself to that thought process, then you are part of the matrix, and then you can't break through. Because now you're in a box. They put you in a matrix. Whoa. Well, that means now I'm a concrete block. Oh, well, do you want to be a concrete block? Not me. I'm freedom of choice. I want to be a rock that can walk around, but to the point though, if you accept that you are on a flat earth, there you go. If you accept that you're in an artificial matrix, there you go. The what you believe is who you are. If I believe that I'm a part of the spider web of a universe that is so gymongous that it just literally will blow your mind, then you say, well, yeah, but you're still a part of this one in your thought process, but not in mine. It's okay for you to think that way. It's your free choice. But what some people are trying to do is convince the entire population that this is all that exists and that this is a hologram. Okay, spirit world, fourth dimensional, the time shifts, the mergings of things. When we start moving into the fourth dimension is merging right now. There are a lot of people around the planet who are going, what? Consider the Mandela effect. I was watching a show the other day, and I was looking at somebody's last name, and it was a cartoon or something. And I've known this person for a long time, a character voice, and for the life of me, I can't remember it now, but their last name was spelled different. And I was like, that's not how I remember that person's name spelled. In cartoons from 40, 50 years ago. Wait a minute, that person's name, what wasn't that L-O something something? And it's like, no, this is her name. And I checked it up and I was like, no, but that's not how I remember it being spelled. So much like Cat in the Hat and this and that and the Bernstein Bears, you got it. So my point to that is, or to follow along with it, I guess, is that the universe is so much more bigger. And if you can't comprehend it, it's okay. Just know that, you know what? It's not this little package they're trying to tell us about. It's so much bigger. Here's the trick. I know it's bigger. I know it's gymongous, and I'm simply going to accept that. That's all you got to do. You don't have to, well, how does it work? That's incidental information. The biggest part is look outside into the Milky Way. Look at the vastness and the stars and think to yourself, can't be alone. This ain't it. This artificial matrix, all this hologram stuff. Okay, back to the hologram. A hologram is supposed to be something that is projected. Now, I was one of the first people, literally, to go to Disney World in Orlando. Okay, I applied there before they even actually opened the doors. So there were a lot of us in Florida who flocked there for jobs. A couple of friends of mine from Tampa back in the day actually went to work there. My point to that is we got to see some of the things because before Disney World was actually officially open. It was open to all of those who, what you did was you filled out your application, you did an interview, you did this thing, and then they gave you a pass for so many free tickets, and you got into Disney World for free. A lot of Space Mountain wasn't done, but anyway. To the point, though, the haunted house was. So you go through the haunted house, and there's this hologram sitting in the seat with you, between you or something, and you look in the mirror and there it is, but you look in the seat, it's not there. Okay, it's a mirror, but they're trying to convince you that there's a ghost sitting there. When you look down into the room and you see all the ghosts flying around, that was the first big use of any type of, sure enough, holographic type of cameras and so forth to create ghosts flying around, and so that you could see them. That is a hologram. Now, do I consider myself being projected from different cameras and that's who I am now? No, I don't. But I do understand the universe. I do understand that each of us are made up of molecules. I have the same kind of molecules that I've got helium molecules in me, or I've got molecules or atoms that could be swatched around to become helium. Okay. If I eat a lot of beans, I got some methane coming out the other end, and as Boy Scouts, we used to light our farts, and burn the hairs on your junk, kind of thing, as preteens and so forth. Anyway, but we learned that, oh my God, we have gas in us. There was something on the news the other day that while they were operating on somebody, the inside of this person's chest caught on fire or something. What? Spontaneous combustion. What? Just saying. But in this reality, though, am I a hologram? Well, I'm not really solid. There's space between all the cells. So in an odd sort of way, because that of how the atoms work, the vibrations and so forth, the fact that when you look really close, there's space between these atoms. So that means, in a way, I'm sort of a hologram. I can disassemble myself if I knew how to do it. So people who could walk through walls, who could walk on water, Jesus Christ, he walked on water. Is it true or not? I think he understood the power of nature and the fact that, and I've done it. I've walked through mud before, and then I just step lightly, and I think light as a feather, light as a feather. And then other people walk behind me who aren't even as heavy as me, sink into mud that deep, where I barely scratch the top. And there's so many things. So if I think I'm as light as air, therefore I can be. So how much do I believe that I can float in the sky? I haven't worked that out yet, but I have been able to work out that I can leave my body with my spirit and travel around the universe and come back and still be a part of this world, but I can still feel, see, and the presence of the rest of the universe. And I have been able to spot, oh my God, I see these lines, and what's this? Well, okay, so my confirmation comes through lots of different areas. And, Linda Moulton Howe, but what about the flower of life? What about the spirals? What about the 12? What about the petals? What about this? What about how it all fits together? Oh, well, see, that stuff's ancient. And that stuff ain't got nothing to do with the AI hologram crap. It does, however, have to do with the ancient spider web, the ancient Spider Woman concept of these, whether you believe them or not, entities that are as big as the whole galaxies that tend these lines of magnetism and portals and all these things. Is that any harder to believe than we're just a bunch of matrix and we're tubes and lights and we live on a little flat disk inside a snow globe? I mean, these flat earth folks, they're having big conventions and stuff. And I listen to them and I just can't swallow this, guys. Well, the sun is on this thing and there's a big machine up there. You can believe that crap, but you can't believe that that the universe is exponentially huge. Just saying, they can put us in a snow globe and say that the rest of us are idiots. But at the same time, these same folk, if I were to say, well, what about this big expanse? Oh, no, it's a flat earth and none of that exists. Oh, okay. They've just created their own box that they can't think out of. They've created their own matrix. My matrix is nature. My matrix is a part of the universe. Now, so is theirs, but they have signed on to the artificial. And they're convinced. The earth is flat. The sun and the moon are just these objects over a snow globe, and the rest of it's bullshit, and we're just living in a hologram. And that's as far as their thoughts go. So I'm just asking this. If you've already drawn this box, and this is as far as your thinking can go, then how can you expect to understand the universe? How can you expect to expand your own spiritual self if you've already created boxes that you can't get out of? How can you understand the universe in a tenth of the way that some of the dumbest shamans get? I'm a part of the universe. I'm not sure how. It's not. But for folks to say, nope, I live in a snow globe and that's it. The rest of you are assholes. How can they? I'm just asking because I don't understand. To me, they're limiting their own spirit. To me, they're limiting everything. To me, they've tried to come up with something true. I've been out in the desert. I've been in Nevada. I've drove from one end of the state to the other. Talk about flat. Oh my God. But now around here in Georgia, is it flat around here or is it like that? No. If I, I've driven across the United States, north side up, down California, Oregon, Seattle, down through, been on Mount Rainier, been out. I didn't quite make it to San Francisco, so I haven't been to Southern California, but cut across the state, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. I've been all through the Carolinas and stuff. And I've seen all different types of terrain. There are times when, oh my God, it doesn't look like, that it's curved. When I look through my own telescope and binoculars, I see a round moon. It may be a flat, but it's a flat disk. Okay. Everything is flat. Everything is just a disk. Everything is just a snow globe. Then how can you believe in God then? How can you believe in a spirit? How can you believe in a higher self? You've already created such a small box that even at least consider the solar system. No, the solar system, that's just all fake. Those are just lights in the sky projected overhead on the dome above our, oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. I've been in jets. I've flown around. I've been in small aircraft. I've seen the curvature of the earth. People say, oh, no, that's just I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. But in my realm of shamanism, in my realm of the Spider Woman universe, all things are possible. The flat earth is possible in my realm. Their realm says only the flat earth exists and nothing else. Only our theory exists. In my realm, I go, it's possible. Now, I don't personally believe it, but I will say it's possible. In their world, nope. So same thing with the AI matrix versus the spider web of the universe. The spider web universe will include the AI, but the AI universe does not include the spider web universe because it can't. Why? Because AI is artificial. The spider web concept is natural. Now, one could argue that now that the Geordie Rose and all these guys they have been storing information into the quantum, into the higher, they don't even know where the hell it is. They're getting information from alien gods. That's some of their quotes, by the way. So it's like, So they say, well, but the world exists in the quantum, but we don't really know. And there's things out there that are talking to us that are godlike and, oh, holy crap. So wait a minute. So, but you've got a computer that has to stay like 300 below zero. You got to use liquid nitrogen to keep the damn thing cool enough so it'll operate. So it'll communicate in other realms, in other dimensions. What is CERN trying to do? They're trying to reach other dimensions. So those folks are trying to convince you that we live in a snow globe. At the same time, we're trying to say, but there are other dimensions. Well, there is the fourth dimension. Well, what about this? Now there are portals, and now there's this, and now there's that. Now there are stargates, and now there are, oh my God. What? Now, with all of that said, let me take a sip. I'm gonna hit you with some things. Talk about outlandish. Now, before hang on. Hi, Bob. Blessings to all of you. And I see all you guys over there chatting. You just keep talking, y'all. I'm going to try to stay on topic. One of the things, and I think it was the guy in the wheelchair, that passed away. And I think the last guy that passed away, the physicist, they're not making fun of you. But I think the original one died a lot of years ago because anybody in that person's condition wouldn't have lasted as long as he did. Just saying. Anyway. But the message was this. In one of his conversations, and I think it might have went back along with Isaac Asimov, what are black holes? How come the universe, there's like this big bang. It seems like everything started in one area and is moving away or whatever like that. Okay. But let's just and this isn't my original idea, but I took it and I thought, well, that's interesting. So say the speckles on this is universe A. Okay, A, just because I want to distinguish it between A and B. Now, something happens in this universe, all the stars, all the planets, and everything. What if I took a sharp object and poked a hole on that right there, and it bled through to this back side of this thing? Okay, here's a blank slate. Here's a blank slate over here, blank sheet. So all these things over here, a hole gets punched into universe A, and there's nothing over here. Now, they were trying to explain, well, the Big Bang Theory, that it started at one particular instance. What if that instance was that something tore a hole in universe A and kind of sort of like a pimple? The rest, us, this universe B, come spurting out. And that's the reason why the galaxies and the stars all seem to be like moving away. And there's a lot of information to support that these things are moving away. Not going to dispute that. But the idea that there was a nothing and then there was a something and then there was all this something is just, I'm sorry, but that ain't natural. You know what I'm saying? It's got to come from something. So could it have been universe A that had a tear in it, a black hole, maybe, if you will, and our current universe B is from this one? Now, I can't remember his name, but the physicist I was talking about, and it has been suggested in sci-fi and other people. So this is not a new idea for me. It's new for me to bring this up, in that people in the spider web of things, that is understandable. Something happened, the web broke, and out popped this pimple of this universe. That's a horrible, but you get my drift, right? Is that our universe B is part of universe A. It didn't just appear. It just didn't blink into existence. It bled through from another universe and popped us into this space. Think about that box. If you think that we just popped loose from another universe, the box just got bigger. The idea of thinking inside, outside of something, the idea that, well, wait a minute. So now to this spherical universe, I've got my own binoculars, and I've been to look through some pretty large telescopes. I think the largest was a 14-inch, which is a good sized telescope. I mean, you can really see Saturn and the rings. And so for the fact that, I studied astronomy. I went to college, and then was in a bad accident and couldn't finish my astronomy. So I've been at this for a long time. So my history, learning, science, all of that kind of thing is, 60 years in the making. I'll be 67 soon. So yes, I've been studying this for a long time. Most things in the universe, even on a small molecular level, are kind of sort of round. It's the simplest shape to make. So in my reality, the idea that the universe is made of these roundish objects and things, and through magnetism and different things, and not just centrifugal force or gravity or whatever, there is so much more involved in the universe, and that we as a species do not have all of the information. We're studying it the best we can with the instruments that we have. But when I was growing up as a kid, everything was just an imagination. Now they have X-ray pictures of galaxies with the spider webs in the pictures, showing up in the different X-ray filters the spider web of the universe is showed up. They go, oh my God, look at the spider web type thing. So the shamans for the last 250,000 years are a bunch of crackpot kooks because they couldn't prove it. It was all theoretical. Now that we got pictures of all this stuff, how can you go, well, wait a minute, Hawkeye? Dave, aren't you just talking a little out of your realm here? I don't know. Have you seen the pictures of the spider web guy, the universe and how everything, all these lines and things? What? So you want to say that, wait a minute, well, I don't believe that's science. They're part of NASA. But I don't believe this. Well, okay, then you don't believe shit. The part of this, though, that is important to me is that shamans have understood this for a long time. This is ancient knowledge. It's shown up on, not by the builders, but by the ancients that came after. They're showing up with the 12 things, the stars, the flower of life and the blooming, and how the Fibonacci sequence, which they fib about it because it never ends, by the way. It curls in and in and in and in, but there is no ending to it. The Fibonacci is a little bit of a misnomer. It's true up to a point, but there's more science in there we don't yet understand. The knowledge is still out there. If I was a kid, if somebody was to say, oh, we've got a solar flare coming in and it's going to hit, we've noticed it on a thing. What? Now, any one of us can go out to these sites and watch the magnetics. We can see the timelines. We can watch all these things in real time along with the rest of science. So it's like, well, what makes you qualified, Dave? I'm studying the same damn stuff they are. They are limiting their thoughts because they don't believe these things can exist. In my timeline, in my reality, all things are possible. I might not know how they work, which brings up another point. Is it important that we each understand fully, I know that's a loaded word there, but fully, that we fully understand how the universe works? And my answer to that is no. Why? Because there's so much flippant information. My poor little brain, with what I'm trying to explain to you now, is like ready to go. So, but the idea is that we need to know the fundamentals. Yes, there is a spider web that connects the entire universe. Yes, it's true. Yes, now they have pictures. Okay. So unless you're a flat earther, and I'm not trying to put them down, but I'm saying that they think within a box or a globe as a situation. But so it's going to be difficult for those people to think beyond their realm. But if you don't have a territory, and you can say, well, that it's possible. What if our universe and the Big Bang was a pimple from another universe and we popped through, and that's how we got here? That makes sense to me. But where's that other universe? Someplace. And somehow there was a rip in time and space for whatever that event was a gazillion years ago that made this universe be. Universe A still exists. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, but wait a minute. Then how come everything, our whole galaxy, the whole thing is that it Big Banged? Would you rather try to believe that there was nothing and then there was everything out of just, if there was nothing there, then how could you create something? The concept of God, well, he just snapped his fingers. Yeah, but matter's got to be made out of matter. So did he make matter first? And then he said, well, now I'm going to bring the matter together. Just saying. It makes more sense to me that, boom, we popped through from another universe to make this one. Maybe the other universe got too crowded. It was literally bulging from the seams. And God said, let there be light. Boom. And he opened up a new section and said, there's going to be a whole new universe now. That I could believe. Because it's like, well, yeah, well, is there anything to support that? Is there anything to support that nothing was there and all of a sudden there's gazillion planets and galaxies? Which makes more sense? I have a tendency to believe that maybe we came from another existence into this universe. Wow. Holy crap. So this universe existed along with an even bigger one before it popped through and made this one. This was a blank slate, if you will, and using this as a reference. Here are the stars, punch a hole in it, and what leaks through is at first it's just nothing but a blank page. Our universe has filled it. We are filling it now. There are stars being born, there are stars dying, there's all the space rocks and stuff, and we're all connected. We are still connected to that hidden universe A. Now that's some wild shit right there. Talk about wanting to make your brain explode. Consider it, because what if that's the answer? Just what if? Well, there's Big Bang and God went poo and okay. I'm just saying there are other types of explanations, and I'm not the only one. As Johann, where are we? The biggest question is, how did we always exist? But we did. Holy crap is right. Yeah, this universe was just a part of another one that bled into this one. Why can't that be true? All right, so let me go down some of the stuff that I've kind of talked about, but I want to make sure that you understand, because I'm over an hour now already. Holy crap, me and my big mouth. I haven't repeated myself too many times, I hope. All right, so now this is from other sources, but from my understanding of it and my going through it, I'm kind of leaning that there's a lot of truth to this. Just saying. The center of our Milky Way is the junction of 12 separate universes, not counting the Milky Way itself. So in all total, there are 13 universes that are attached to the Milky Way. Now that's because of star charts on the doors in Antarctica. There are signs in Vedic, in ancient Hebrew. There's Native American traditions, petroglyphs, hieroglyphs. There's all kinds of support that there's, the flower of life, the 12 different somethings, the 12 houses of Judah. Well, actually, there were 13. Well, if you count this, there are 12 other realms from the center of the Milky Way. You got to count the Milky Way as being part of those 12, because if it's the center in the portal, our universe then makes 13. Consider how many galaxies there are. If each galaxy has its own 12 strands, which I'm led to believe, and they're telling me that this is pretty much it, that out of that 12 plus the galaxy itself, 13, magic number 13. Thank you, Supernatural. Hey, Supernatural, ain't seen you in a while. Blessings to you. 13, that's the tricky number, but so is 12. But to that point, though, so there's magic in these numbers that are a lot older than any of us, right? So, but to my point, you see, you're getting it, right? So they're showing all of these things to us. Now, does it mean that there are other universes? Don't know. Does it mean that the possibility exists in my shaman realm? Absolutely. Okay. So, and apparently you guys are catching on with some of this too. Let's see. All right. So the spiderweb universe, which in a lot of old folk stories and things and stuff, like the zodiac. Ophiuchus, the 13th zodiac sign, just showed up. The signs in the sky. Absolutely there, Milky Way, Brian. So, but going with this thing here, I'm trying to make sure I covered all my basics. The spiderweb universe, or the natural matrix, versus the artificial matrix. Now, the new science is proving that the web matrix exists, and it exists without the aid of anything artificial. They're already like, it's here, there's the pictures, here's the stuff. A lot of folks going, what about that? Okay, so the flower of life, 6 petals, 12 spirals with the center, 13 realms. All right. Now, let's discuss realms. Now, I bring up this word, and I want to kind of sort of, play catch 22 with you in this respect. What is a realm? Well, a realm could be like the king has his realm and the subjects and this and that. There is what folks would call the fairy realm, or the wee folk realm, or the realm of these of interdimensional beings, or this. All right. In that, a realm, to my way of the understanding, because I keep asking the question, what's the difference? And they're going, in the universe, there are many different realms. But if you have a realm, there's only one universe in that realm. So it's like, okay, supernatural, the earth realm. Yeah, right. So we've got the earth, and this is the earth realm. So, but other realms exist outside of this one and through this one. There are portals on the earth and within the earth and through the earth that will allow us to go into other realms, but not necessarily into the next universe. Now, some people are like, they're interchanging the word universe with realm, and that they both mean the same thing. And I'm here to say they're not. They're similar, but they're not. So, as Supernatural pointed out, there is the earth realm, but is the earth a universe? And I would say no. By definition of the universe, in that it is so big and expansive. Now, there are many realms on the earth, along with the earth realm. There are many versions of the universe, but if you go into a realm, that's going to be, there could be other realms within the realm, but there's only going to be the one universe. It's going to be stuck in there. I know. I just wanted to bring that up because of people interchange it all the time, and they're telling me, especially right now, no, there's a difference, and we just need to understand that yes, there are realms, yes, there are universes, but there are many realms and universes, but there's only one universe in a realm. The old thing, all horses are animals, but not all animals are horses. So this is one of those things. Multiple universes with countless realms. One realm, one universe. Next in line, I'm trying to clarify some things because folks get drawn up and I see folks in certain topics and they get drug off over here and they go, yeah, that makes sense to me. But wait a minute, let's stop about this. We really need to be logical with some of the information that's already here. Can you have a universe in a realm? Can you have multiple universes in a realm? If you take okay. Let's touch on this subject. Now that I've discussed the spiderweb matrix versus the artificial matrix. Now, they're telling me that this is really important. Transhumanism. There's a lot of stuff, that, I mean, even in the movie, oh crap, no, I can't think of it. Where they jumped into the alien and he jumped down on the one anyway. That you can upload, download, or otherwise save your consciousness. That you can upload who you are into a computer. And so I want to ask you. Now, many of us believe in reincarnation. I've stated my fact. I know I have literally been on this property before in times of old. Been here, seen it. I've had other people that say, wow, the spirits on this place where I live now have said he was here before. Some of them are still pissed at me from the time I was here before. I'm here now on this place to rectify some of the things I did in a previous life here on this particular spot of dirt. I did some horrendous and nasty things. Okay, don't want to go into it. Point is, I'm back. Now, I believe in reincarnation. Some other people say, well, I don't know, that's, Well, even if you understand what Jesus is, we're all going to live again. We're going to move and we're going to, be at the right hand of my Father. And so isn't that a reincarnation of sorts? Now, let me bring this transhumanism in. The idea of, all right, start off a little story. I get real sick. I've got a brain aneurysm, and they're telling me, Hawkeye, Dave, you ain't got long to live. We've got this computer. Now we can take your memories and we're going to upload them in a file. Now we're going to operate on your brain, but if your brain goes kaput, we've got this other artificial thing over here. We're going to transfer you into that then. If your brain goes kaput, we're going to put what we've downloaded in this file on our big ass computer over here. But if something happens to you, then we're going to transfer you over here to this clone or this AI or whatever it is. They're going to transfer my consciousness. Okay, let's start there. So old Hawkeye conks out. Now they have saved myself into a file marked David W. No 52 at gmail.com. There's my file on some kind of big quantum computer. There I am. Now, if they took my consciousness out and saved it on the file, does that mean that my consciousness is no longer in the body that they're working on for my brain to go put? Did they steal it from me while I'm still alive? Maybe that's the reason why I could put it out, and maybe it wasn't the operation at all. Maybe it was they took me out of me and put me in a file somewhere in a computer, and then I wasn't in me long enough so that therefore I died. Scientific, is this weird? Let me continue. So now they've got me in a file on a computer somewhere. I'm stored out in the quantum somewhere. DWNull52 at gmail.com. That's me. I'm on the computer. My memories are in this file. Now, so me goes put on the operating table. Somebody makes a judgment call. Let's call it time. This body's dead. Well, let's go ahead and transfer him. Okay. So now they hook up this other whatever, robot, phone, that would use your imagination. And they're going to download me into this new body. And then so I wake up, open my eyes and go, wow, holy crap, I'm a girl. What happened to my ding dong? I've got boobs. Well, wait, I guess the operation didn't go too well, right? Well, kind of nice to be able to have boobs, but what? I thought you guys said you had we had was this girl. And, we downloaded you into her. Okay. Now, does that mean they downloaded my memories? Or does it mean, get this, pay attention, I mean this seriously, did they download my essence into this other body or into a clone or into an android? Now, I bring this up because, why? They're making androids, robots, with skin that they can feel. Why does a robot need to feel with its skin? It doesn't. I mean, I've worked with robots in manufacturing. You put the thing, the robot goes out and it comes back, picks one up, takes it out, goes back here. And it doesn't, its touch is sensitive in that you don't want to squash an egg or you don't want to grab something too hard and hurt it. Okay. But does the arm of the thing have to have skin on it? Does it have to have a sensor down the arm? Does the sensor? No. Are there sensors along it to tell where the position? Yeah. But does the arm of the robot have to have skin? I'm going somewhere with this. My suggestion to this is, why are they making robots look like us so that when they transfer us into one of them, we're going to feel like home? Oh, I can feel my arm. If they put you into a robot with your consciousness, you go, I can't feel my legs. I can see them. I can see my feet. I can't feel my hands, but I'm wiggling in them. How in the hell is that? So can they only transfer our memories, or can they transfer our essence? So Dave died on the table. That's his body. That's me. My essence is still physically in my body. They took my thoughts, put them in a file, and then put them in something else. Now, is that really me? Or you, or the next guy? Or is it just the memories that I possessed? Is my essence transferred? I would say no, because how can the computer, now I'm using voice inflection, I'm using my hands, my face, my eyes, I'm using expressions. So AI, hi Bob, the AI is picking up this information, but is it picking up my essence? I gotta say, I don't think so. Because our essence, oh my God, there's so much of it. And it's in every one of my cells. It's what makes me me. So you take my memories out, but are you going to get me? You're going to get my thoughts. But are you going to get me? Well, I don't know. What does it feel like to be a girl now instead of a guy? Well, I don't know. So I know this is like pathetic, but it isn't, because people are volunteering to join up and go, transfer me to this clone. I want to be a robot. I want to be a transhuman. I want to walk around the field and chink, chink, chink. But my point to this is it going to be them? And I got to say, I don't think so. Because can we actually make the transference of our essence into another consciousness? I'm on board with the memory thing, but is it going to be me? Me is this. If I give this up, then I am only a memory. So how can you say, well, you're going to offer me transhumanism? You're going to offer me, this is what I'm bringing this to a head, if you will. Artificial reincarnation. Artificial reincarnation. We don't want to die. So, but I'd rather have my memory than nothing at all. Well, but my whole essence, my being, my being able to feel what water feels like, the feeling that I felt when I was out on the lake and being lifted up into the universe, that feeling, it's a feeling, it's a memory, but that memory doesn't attach to my essence. I mean, wait. It does attach to my essence. So if you take my memory out of me, then I still have my essence. I have the feeling I felt when I went into another universe. But now it's only a memory that I went. Can I feel the essence? Can I feel what my skin felt like? The warmth of my face, the coolness of the air? That's a memory. But is the memory me? I know I'm kind of going around in circles with this, but there are people who are volunteering to be put into a computer. And I gotta say, not me. Let me go. I want my essence to go with me. My memories go with my essence. If you try to download me to some flipping computer, I'm gonna come back and haunt your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because as many Aboriginals and many Aboriginal tribes across the planet, if you take a snapshot of them, you're stealing their soul. Well, think about that in this respect. They're stealing your soul or just a portion of it? They're stealing your spirit or just a portion of it? Are they stealing your memory? Did they take your essence? And some would believe that they do. Now, I do this voluntarily. I do this, Bob, you know me in there, and so does the rest of the AI. I voluntarily give up my face, my expressions, and so forth to have these conversations with you. And therefore, they can't steal it from me because I freely gave it. Now, when this body dies and my essence goes, I'm comfortable with what I left behind because I planned it this way. If somebody takes my pictures and puts it someplace else and goes, well, wait a minute, they swiped my soul, they swiped a part of my essence for their own benefits. If I leave it with my intent, you can't steal it from me. I gave it. So if I give it, then that means I'm comfortable with leaving it behind. If they take it from me without my permission, like Google and taking away Zoom and all this other stuff, to the point though, I didn't have a choice in the matter. They just took it from me. They stole it from me. They put it up there in their little AI computer thing out in the quantum, and they're going to download my David Null file to whatever the fuck they want to. I don't think so. Another thing. So you agree that they upload your memory, maybe not your essence. So they create a file. Now, we all have worked with computers. I thought I was going to have a chat tonight with Brian of Milky Way, and here I am doing my own video and we couldn't connect. That's the computer. So I thought everything was hunky-dory. We thought push all the buttons, boom, we were going to be live. Didn't work that way. Okay, so now you got my memory and me in a file. So the computer goes, hiccup. What happened to my file? What happened to me? Did my memories get jogged? In the old days of Windows, it still happens, corrupted file. So now it's like, well, wait a minute. Now, the file's corrupted. We're going to run it through a virus scan and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to download him anyway. What's to say this other part? Okay, they've uploaded me to a file. When they put my file, are they going to download the entire file? Or are they going to make a copy of the file and put it into whatever? Android clone of the person, or maybe a tomato. I'm going to become, a killer tomato. Whoa. They would have to make a copy because if something happened in the transfer, they'd go, oh shit, no, we lost him. So they're going to have a copy. So now there is me and a copy, and now me over here, and my essence is God knows where because the original me died, and it's going to try to catch up. So they put my memory in another Android. 6 months down the road, I've had 6 months of experience. Now, here's the question. Does that mean I frequently upload my new experiences to the cloud so that if they need to make a copy of me, the copy that's stored in some file somewhere would be the current me, not me 6 months ago. So if something happened to the new me, I know this is getting a little convoluted here, but so the new me comes out, whoops, something happens 6 months' time. And they go, oh crap, we gotta re-upload him. We gotta reboot him. But they're gonna reboot me without the last 6 months of experiences. So what if I got married? What if I had a child? Or what if my granddaughter had a child and I was taking care of? What if I went to Paris and I experienced the Eiffel Tower? What if I base jumped off of, out of the Grand Canyon? What if I did something? And now, but the last 6 months, because the file is corrupt, there's only the file that's left of me as a copy. So they're going to download me in the same body. Go, well, we made a mistake. We had to reboot his ass. And now it's like it's like this Chromebook. Zoom won't load on it now. Why? I don't know. Chrome deleted it. And now I can't get it back on. So wait a minute. There's a corrupted file somewhere. So, but wait a minute. The computer did all this. This was all done between this frickin' AI book and the cloud. I didn't do anything to do it. It did it on its own. So I'm going to rely on the cloud and the computer and the people that are doing like this to not hit the wrong key. And so that whoever gets transferred, is it the new me, the old me? Is it the me with essence? Is it me that, the last 6 months gets erased and they have to reboot me to the previous version? I know this is some crazy shit. But these are things people aren't talking about, y'all. That's why I'm bringing it up. Have you considered, well, I want my essence. There's a man and a wife team who have actually, they put brains in themselves so they can have Wi-Fi between them. And I'm like, if you two people, me and my granny, we had Wi-Fi between us from a long distance, and it had nothing to do with chips in our head. It was called naturalness. Yeah, it was the natural. We connected an ESP or whatever, and we weren't even blood related. She was, my adopted mother's mother. And so there wasn't even any blood relation there. But the idea that two human beings can connect. I know that Dawn of Breaking Dawn, there are times we have similar things at the same time. We finish each other's sentences. We've never met except on the internet. How are we so close? Things have happened with Brian and I. There are other people in other realms, other realities or whatever. Anyway, we shared thoughts. Have we met? Have we? No. But we connect in that quantum of oneness in the universe that we all can connect to. We don't need any artificial whatever. We don't need anything else. It's already here. But they're trying to convince us we need to be a part of the AI matrix. We need to download our feelings and our pictures, and because they want to use this in some other future. Hang on. So the ultimate question to this is Jesus already in the cloud? What? How did I just switch from my essence, my memories, and being a part of to is Jesus in the cloud? There are many scientists and many people who are saying that the Christ consciousness, because of me, because of you, because of other people who believe in the Christ consciousness, not necessarily all the Bible said, no, just the Christ consciousness, do good, but Buddhism, the Buddha consciousness, the human nature consciousness, the spider web universe, is Jesus already in the cloud? Now, I posed this several weeks ago, but I realized there are scientists who are saying they think so. Well, if Jesus was going to come back and he was going to save us all, he's going to come on a cloud. What? The cloud's already here. Did that mean that Jesus came? Well, one could say that the consciousness of Christ, because I'm partaking with the quantum right now, that because of my beliefs and many of yours, we believe that the Christ exists. So in so many words, because of our beliefs, and we share it with the quantum, therefore, because of our beliefs and that kind of, Jesus is in the cloud. The Christ consciousness is in the cloud. Now, is he personally in the cloud? No, I don't think so. But is the consciousness there? Are the memories there? And I got to say, kind of, sort of, yeah. Because it's you and me that's helping it to live. I know that's a stretch. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying I've had the thought, other scientists, big wigs, big names, blah, blah. Okay, like they matter. But the idea is some of these people are already convinced that Christ is in this artificial cloud. But I maintain, is it his essence? If they download my memories, is it me? Or is it the memory of me? Is it my memories of me? But is it my essence? I don't know if they can. Maybe they can siphon off my essence. But when this body dies, I want all of me to go wherever it is I'm going. I don't want to leave part of my essence and then my memories are over here, which are going to, no. I free will give this video and my commentary and so forth to the AI and to the quantum. But when this body dies, I want all of me to go wherever it's going. Sorry, I'm leaving this legacy behind. But when this body dies, I want all of me to go. And if somebody thinks they're going to like swipe me, well, what he don't know won't hurt. I'll come back and haunt your ass. I promise you, you know. So with that said, I got just one or two other small little items that I wanted to make sure that I brought to you. Yeah, I've covered that. Oh, by the way, yeah. And one of the latest things from our fake Pope is that he says Jesus ain't a coming. And he ain't a coming, and he's stuck in the AI matrix. The Pope said Jesus ain't a coming. Now, I want to bring up this little point. It's an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm getting a little hoarse, and I'm gonna have to. I gotta go. I gotta go. Old man tinkle. But here's the idea. Today was a rapture moment for me because of the incidents that happened, the confirmation from Mother Mary, the thing about Dante. A lot of stuff happened that was today was a rapture day for me. And you go, what the hell does that mean? Rapture day? Rapture? In a shaman's realm, every day can be a rapture day. Now, there are a lot of preachers out there and folks, tomorrow's the rapture. The next day's the rapture. And I'm saying these poor SOBs, they're looking for one thing that somebody's trying to describe. But if you have a spiritual awakening, when I was out on the lake a couple of weeks ago and had that spiritual, you can't take that away from me. That's part of my essence now and a memory. But in that experience was all mine. And the fact that, boy, man, they took me off of my topic that quick. Wow, 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 wow. Bring me back around, somebody. Wow, they just wiped my board clean. Wow, that was interesting. Anyway, the idea though that we want to allow ourselves to be uploaded is just a spiritual experience on the lakes. Yes, thank you. Being lifted up and feeling that there is a sense of the universe that I can just try to describe to you. Thank you, Supernatural. And the rapture. There, thank you, Delaney. So between the two, that was a rapturous moment for me. It was very spiritual. It was very universal. It was so cool. It was a rapture moment. So in my opinion, and as a shaman person, just a spiritual person, that's basically what a shaman is somebody who's seeking a higher spiritualness, that raptures can happen every day. You might have a little mini rapture that like makes you laugh and giggle. And so, well, that was just, and it gives you a nice warm fuzzy. That's rapture. That's blessing. That's joy. But so there are so many people in this world that are looking for rapture with the Lord as just one thing, one incident. It's the event, if you will. And it's like, well, but what about my spiritual experience on the lake? I was raptured. I was taken up into the realms. I was shown. I felt the presence of God and the Creator all around me. Wasn't that rapturous? In my opinion, yes. And I've seen other people have these types of experience. But then they turn around and go, well, that was a nice gift from God, but I'm still waiting on the rapture. You just had one. So in this, the rapture, is there only one? Now, there's a lot of discussion in this bullshit anyway, but the idea, though, that wait a minute, in my realm, in this other reality, if you will allow yourself the expansive thought, we can have multiple orgasms, if you will. Okay. It's not just a one-shot deal. It's not, 12 virgins and I'm going to heaven. No, we can have multiple raptures in our life. Some of them might just be little tiny pimple type events, but it still feels as with joy and with wonderment. And then there are those like me on the lake, and I go, wow, this is ginormous. That was a big rapture. But it is it like that's the only one I get? Was that it? No, because that's one of many I've already had. Is that the last one? No, they're asking me to go back down to the lake. They want to give me another rapture moment. So understand that some folks, the Lord can rapture us over and over and over again. And I said multiple orgasms. Yes, I used that word. But a rapturous event, when you're talking with the Holy Spirit and you're talking with the universe, is orgasmic in its own organic way. Okay. So, and I don't mean as in a sexual thing, but in this, whoa, woo, whoa, choo, whoa, woo, woo. Yeah, buddy. So if you assign yourself a single event, you might not ever get it, because that single event, along with a lot of other people, are talking about the event. And a couple of years ago, I was talking about the event too. Then slowly over the last year, it's been explained to me that the event it's events, plural. It's not an event. The event is all of the events. It's a total event. Yeah, but there are a lot of stuff going on. So this rapture moment, why can't we have more than one rapture? Why can't we have more than one closeness to God? Well, God's going to take me up into space and, and I'm going to go to heaven and that's that. But then what? I don't know. We're raptured. I'm going to heaven. Yeah, but then what? I don't know. I'm raptured. But can you think beyond that? No, because I'm raptured. I'm in heaven. I'm sitting on a cloud and I'm playing a harp and I'm going to be bored as fucking 20 minutes is the way I look at it. Sorry, I just had to, trying to not use nasty words and trying to be positive. But the thing is though, I'm going to heaven. I'm going to play. No, I want to go to heaven and take a break. Let's all have some shots of tequila, but I want to go explore the rest of the universe. Heaven's just this little place. It's a gated community. Don't want in. I'd be happy just to stand by the gate and go, look, there's, see ya. I'm going on a trip across the universe. I don't want to be locked into the pearly gates. I don't want to be in a gated community. I want to travel the universe. Universes, plural. Oh, what fun it is to ride. But if I'm going, well, I'm just going to heaven. I'm going to sit on a cloud and play my lute, and I'm going to be bored as, well, that's it. You're going to spend eternity on a cloud playing the harp. Hell almost seems more fun. I'm not, doesn't that sound boring? To the point, though. We need, if we're locked into these, this is the only way there is. And well, I had an orgasm, but was that a rapture event? I had a spiritual thingy, and oh my God, I tingled all over. Nah, it wasn't a rapture. Nah, that was just, forget it. But when you get raptured, well, what was that? It was a mini rapture. Okay, fine. However you want to look at it. But to the point, though, if we allow ourselves these things, the raptures keep coming. I'm going to go back to the lake. Am I expecting anything? Not really. But I'm going to go to the lake because it makes me feel good. There's water. There's the energy. There's the sky. There's the clouds. There's the universe. That in itself is going to make me harmonize with my own energies. Now, this is going to bring up a segue into harmonizing of our energies. one of the things, and I brought this up an hour ago, but I'm going to bring it up now as I'm wrapping this up. All of these raptures and all of these things and all of us getting along together in the universe, regardless of whether we get saved to a computer or not, is all about frequency. Now, to go into the fourth dimension, we need to learn how to harmonize together. Now, these are angel messages. Pay attention. 3Ders, we need to all get together, and we are, the people in this chat and other chats, we are harmonizing our 3D energies. They're not exactly alike, but we're harmonizing. That's what's important. It's the harmony of our 3D beings. Our harmony will allow us to move to the fourth. Those in the fourth, their harmonies are, we have to get used to each other's harmony. If you've ever sang in a chorus or in a choir or something like that, there's 15, 20 people. So these people are singing this one. But when everybody sings their part, even though they're on different keys and notes, it's the harmony of the song. So we need to focus on the harmony of this 3D reality. And the more the people are like trying to jump ship and go to the fifth and the fourth and the this and the that, they're trying to dislodge the harmony that's already here. But when we see it with each other, we share our harmonies. Our harmonics become harmonious, blah, 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 blah. And that's what's going to help us to get into the fourth dimension. When we can harmonize with each other, even though I'm a distinct human being, different from all of you, we can still harmonize. But it's those idiots that are running around, sorry, got to use that word. Oh, rapture this, rapture that, God this, God that, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to tell you that you don't have the capability to harmonize with your fellow human beings. There's only going to be 144,000 go. There's only going to be, this is going to be that. There's only going to be that does this. If we drop all the bullshit and just harmonize with each other, accept our differences. I love it. You carve wood? Great. You're a welder? Great. You bake cakes? Great. You are a gardener? Great. Doesn't matter. Can we all harmonize, though, with our different songs to the true song of the universe? To the three-dimensional harmony? How can humankind live together? We live together in harmony. Not in somebody higher or lower pushing buttons and being, it's in harmony. Can group homes and things work? When I've worked with people in commune types events, and when everybody is harmonious, oh my God, you cannot explain that. But if somebody's trying to boss the other folks around, that harmony goes, get your punk. There is no harmony. And it only takes one out of key to make the whole song sound like crap. So how do we continue to fix this? How do we move into the future? We continue with our own beings, but we learn how to become harmonious with our, grilled cheese coming back. We sing the song of three dimension. We sing the song of harmony. And when the song reaches this harmonious pitch, rapture, the dimension, fourth dimension, the event, but they're taking place right now, all around us. How do we increase it? You and me. We keep talking. We keep, regardless of our differences, we try to find a harmony between us. People bitch about President Trump. He's trying to create harmony. He's trying to stop this fake stuff. Quit. Why don't you talk the truth? Why don't you show, when he goes to other countries, I don't really want to blow you people up. No, let's talk this out. Trade deals, let's make it fair. You guys have been we've been getting the shaft. You guys have been getting the deal. Now let's trade. You get the crap and we get the deal. Just saying. but the harmony of it. What do we all want? Peace on this earth. What do we want? We want compassion. We want, to help. We continue to be harmonious within ourselves. Our vibrations, it's all about vibrations. All of the atoms, all of the things, it's all vibrational. It's all frequencies. So how can we make it? How can we keep going? We keep doing this. You all, I love you all. I do. I love so many of you out there, and because you are spreading this, not exactly this conversation. And I know I covered a lot of stuff in this last hour and 45 minutes. But understand this, there is so much more to the reality. But if you put it in a box, you can't see it. There are no windows in your box. The rest of the universe is so expansive. These 12 other universes attached to just the Milky Way, consider 10 more galaxies with 12 different universes. So 10 times 12 is 120, plus 10, which would mean 130. 13, it's not just 12, but it's our. So out of 10 galaxies, there are 130 chances for whole different universes, whole different timelines, completely different realms, beings, you name it. Wow. The story of life is that it is everywhere and all around in all universes. Understand there's more to this life than just right here, this rapture, this orgasm, this hit off the bowl, this being drunk, this shot of whiskey. It's so much more. It's all of the above and beyond, because we're still stuck in this 3D disharmony. And until we on this 3D plane harmonize between us, we'll never see the fourth truly. Now, I say that in tongue in cheek. Yes, we will, but there's going to be a lot of folks that's going to hold us back because they're going to refuse to go along. And it's not that it's like, hey, just pay attention, I mean, there are people that I know in the Catholic Church that still say Father McCarthy was not a pedophile. But those boys of us who got pedoed by him, we know. But there are still people go, oh, Father McCarthy, he wouldn't do that. Yes, he did. Well, no, he did. Yes, he did. So even though my word doesn't mean anything, but me being chased around the rectory by this, blah, 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 there are still people who go, no, that didn't happen. You're making that must be your imagination, Dave. Oh, there aren't any real pedo priests, kind of thing. No, they wouldn't do that. They're vicars from Christ. They represent the church. They couldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Yes, they did. So until you start accepting that, well, maybe that really nice, sweet person was a mofo in disguise and a pedo and evil, but you didn't see it. But for those of us who had to suffer under it or with it, we know. So there's still people, oh, the Catholic priest can do no harm. Oh, the Pope, he said that Jesus ain't a coming. I'm sorry, but even as a religious leader, I'd go, but it's still possible. He ain't here at the moment. He didn't show up and knock on the door. But the Christ consciousness, so for a religious leader and supposed to be of the Catholic Church, Christ ain't a coming. Jesus decided to take a bus tour of Jupiter instead. What? Sorry, Ben, I've said this several years ago. Jesus came years ago and looked around the planet and said, screw you guys, I'm going home. Like Cartman, on South Park. Screw you guys, I'm going home, Jesus came and looked around and said, this is what I came back to save? I don't know. I would rather choose that the Christ consciousness is in the universe, along with the Charistas, along with other beings, entities, ET, whatever you want to call it. So believe that there is more And when you believe that there is more can happen. If you believe, well, I don't know, this is it. I'm got a cardboard box. It's a shoebox. That's my reality. Then that's all there will be. So my friends, my lovelies, my family, my fellow um, members of the League of Like-Minded Beings, I love you all. Looks like trees to me. Looks like a tree to me. What? Trumpy Bumpy is Donald's new name. Yeah, okie dokie. I don't want to go back through, although I love you. I got to go take a break. Breaking Dawn, thank you, thank you. Miss Delaney, Supernatural, good to see you again. Miss Melanie, she's already gone, but night, night. Milky Way, I know you were. Good night. Johan, blessings. Mary Wins, if you're still around. Love, love, love to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just understand there's more to this universe. With a grain of salt, I wish that you would, and you've hung, many of you have hung out this long. With a grain of salt, just take into consideration, there is another thought out there. And I'm not the only one having them. So it's not like this is all about Dave. It is about that there are different ways to look at the universe. And I'm just giving you some possibilities. So I love you all. You're welcome, Supernatural. Delaney Jones. Oh, by the way, I would kind of say that whatever's down in your basement's a little creepy too. Vortex portal, possibly a doorway to another realm. So, and I would say to you, Miss Delaney, be careful. I've had things walk out of walls on me that wouldn't go back. Be careful. When you accept one, sometimes it accepts more. Be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. I'll be praying for all of you. You're all on my list every day. Okay, so I'm going to quit running my mouth. I love you all. I do. 12:44 in the morning time. This is the 7th of June. This is Hawkeye Two Feathers in Southwest Georgia. And I'm leaving with a prayer as always. I continue to pray that each and every one of you will continue to accept and receive the prayers, the blessings, the healing, and the knowledge from the universe. I continue to pray that each and every one of you will continue to accept, receive the blessings, the knowledge, and the healing from the universe, and that you will continue to share it with your friends, your family, and others. I continue to pray that each and every one of you will accept, receive, and reject that which is necessary for your own well-being. If someone sends you negative energy, you do not have to accept it. You can reject it. When there is good things coming in from the universe, accept them, take them, use the knowledge, share the knowledge, and share the blessings with you, your friends, your family, and all of your relatives and relations. I'm Hawkeye Two Feathers. I am a warrior for Christ. I am working for the cause. I do believe, and I'm hoping that all of you will believe as well. Thank you, TTFN. I love you all. Be safe tomorrow. Well, now we're into Friday. So if I don't see you before, have a safe weekend. Be careful, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now. Love you all. Cosmic hugs. TTFN.